Man. What is up, you brothers? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, back again for yet another classic live stream. But first and foremost, brothers, am I coming in loud and clear, brothers? Press the one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Okay? Before I go any further, I need to know my audio is sounding as crisp as Didier Drogba's finishing for Chelsea. Right, brothers? Brothers, the brother Johnny knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure do.
As crisp as Lionel Messi's dribbles through five players for Barcelona, man. Come on, brothers. Let's get it, man. Marvin Lloyd, thank you, brother, for confirming. John Thomas, my mod, appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Conrad Grant, I see you, brothers. Mike Lawrence, thank you. Let's get it, man. So, brothers, welcome to another incredible live stream. I want to say a huge thank you for the support over the past 8 years. I've been doing this right now on this channel, so that's greatly appreciated, brothers. Um, Thanks for all you do, and welcome abroad the new people who have subscribed to the channel. I accept and welcome you with open arms. So, brothers, please hit the like button, please hit the cash apps, please hit the super chats throughout the stream. That'll be greatly appreciated, brothers. My mod, John Thomas, please encourage brothers to support the channel. That'll be greatly appreciated. So, brothers, let's get straight into it. All right. So, tonight we have a very special guest here called Johnny, who is from the UK, and he lived in Turkey for the past 3 months, and he's here on the channel to drop intel for you brothers. And we're going to give you, he's going to give you his overall experience and scope in Turkey in regards to women, jobs, working there, the whole life there, business, adventures, and life in general. But before we do that, Johnny, do you mind giving us a brief intro about yourself, who you are, what you do, and where you're from, brother? Break it down for us, bro.
Absolutely, yeah. What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all having a good evening or day, depending on where you're at. Excuse me. You can see my name down here. I call myself the Brothers Keeper. It's Johnny is my name, but the Brothers Keeper is the handle I like to go by because I like to think of myself as my brother's keeper.
Mm.
I'm originally from London, England, but for the last few years, I was actually living abroad in Australia. Um, in Queensland, Brisbane, Queensland, and it was a hell of a time, man. 4 years out there was just incredible. Living, working, traveling around the country, and just kind of exploring myself because I knew from around the year 2015, 2016 that I wanted to get out of the UK and just start to, explore this whole kind of remote um, work for yourself, life abroad lifestyle. I did that for a few years. Some things happened on a personal note, which I can touch upon on the stream, that didn't quite work out. And then I came back here to the UK. And then for the last 3 months, I've been living in Turkey, working remotely. So, as IP said, I've got some intel to drop in regards to that. But I'm just like you guys, man. I'm just a brother who likes to travel, who likes to explore, experience different cultures, different social relationships, and ultimately just grow through this thing called life, man. So, if you guys have any particular questions, feel free to ask me in the chat, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But yeah, I'm just an everyday guy, man, just like one of you guys, man. I'm just here doing my thing, trying to basically get the most I can out of this thing called life. So hopefully that's a bit of an intro into me. But if I haven't answered anything, just go ahead and ask me. I'm open.
Uh, Great intro, Johnny. Appreciate you, bro. And Johnny, if you want to answer any questions, brother, they must cash up and super chat their questions, brother. So,
No
brothers,
doubt.
if you have any questions for our guest, please cash up and super chat your questions, or he won't answer at all, or you can call in later on during the show, brothers. So, let's get straight into it, Johnny. You were in Turkey for the past 3 months. But before I even speak about Turkey, brother, how did you make that move from UK to Turkey? And why did you pick Turkey out of all countries, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. I can answer that. It wasn't random. Funnily enough, IP, I've been following the channel for a little minute, and you and I have connected way
Mm.
back in January. But you had a brother on the channel who's actually become a friend and a brother of mine. He goes by the handle Obstacles to Opportunity. And him and I connected through a stream I saw him do on your channel. And we kind of just fostered a friendship and ultimately a brotherhood. And it led to the opportunity I'm now working in now, and he was out in Turkey. And so while I was working out here in the UK remotely, and him and I were kind of just building our brotherhood and working side by side, him in Turkey, me here in the UK, the opportunity came up to go to Turkey to work out there alongside him. and kind of just build that brotherhood in person. And so I just jumped at it because, as I said, I'm a bit of a free spirit. I love to travel. I love to explore. And with this line of work, we have the ability to work from anywhere. So I didn't hesitate. It took me about like a month to kind of get a few things settled with the work opportunity. But then, as I said, my brother was out there working in Turkey and he invited me out. And so I jumped at it. And the last 3 months have just been an absolute blast.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic, brother. So you went from the UK to Turkey, brother. I thought the UK was the best country in the world. I thought the UK was incredible, and London's this great city. There's no way you wanted to leave the UK, brother.
Yeah, let me dispel that myth for you now, because I have some really poignant things to say about that. I was born and bred in London, right? I'll always be grateful for my home city in many ways, but here's my perspective, especially for the brothers that are watching that maybe live in America or are actually in the motherland. London, England as a whole, is a great country for currency, but for lifestyle, for women, for social relationships, it is not the best. And I can say this firsthand because I've spent more than 20 plus years living in this city and country as a whole, and I've traveled through most parts of it. So, yeah, IP's making jokes there because he knows he's from the UK too. But this country is a great place for currency, right? Obviously, it affords you a certain amount of opportunity, but the best thing you can do when it comes to this country and this city as a whole is try to leverage the currency and take it elsewhere, like what I've been doing.
Fantastic, bro. Great point there, Johnny. So now let's move it to Turkey. So
Yeah,
3 months of Turkey was a blast there. Um,
amazing.
can you tell us what job you were doing out there in Turkey specifically, brother, that allowed
Yeah,
you to
absolutely. I can
carry
touch
on, bro?
upon that. Yeah, I've always been a bit of a freelancer as well, I might add. But what I have been doing is I've been working in the real estate sector. So I work in what we call search and select. So my goal is to, for the guy I'm working with, I don't say I'm working for him because it's more of an entrepreneurial endeavor. My goal is to kind of track down high end, top tier real estate properties for him to go visit and view inspections on. And it's a high income skill. So when he closes on those properties, I make a pretty good commission, let's say. I have a basic salary which pays me quite a fair bit, but because it's a high income skill and my job is to kind of connect buyers and sellers through what we call search and select, when he closes on those properties, I get paid a very handsome amount of money. So that's something I want to talk about a fair bit on the channel if
Hmm.
I get a chance, which is that I know a lot of the brothers are looking to do digital and remote work. Learning high income skills is your ticket out of the matrix. So that's what I'm in. I'm in real estate, and it's a high income skill I've learned, and it's one I'm actively trying to learn more about because it's an industry that's exploding right now.
Fantastic, brother. Okay, and yeah, and so let's dive in more into that high income real estate venture. So, do you mind breaking down what it is specifically in terms of how brothers can get into that? Is there a course for that? How you learnt to actually do that? Obviously, to buy a property, you need a lot of money. So, how does that even all tie in, brother, in terms of how the whole thing works? This real estate thing you're doing, brother. Break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, it's a great question, IP. It's interesting because I guess I'm quite fortunate in that sense. I've always kind of had sales skills because I've always, and we talked about this back in January, I've always worked sales jobs, sales engineer, sales assistant, all the way from like retail up to, managing marketing teams. So I already had sort of the necessary background, even though I didn't have a background in real estate specifically. So when this opportunity came about, and like I mentioned, my man and I, obstacles connected, I was a natural fit for it because I was obviously a good salesperson because I had sales skills. So what I would tell someone who wants to get into this industry is if you are articulate, if you are a good negotiator, if you are good at building social relationships, you would be a good fit for this. Or skills such as other things that I managed to do on the side as well, copywriting and appointment setting. Those type of industries lend themselves to people that are good salespeople and good negotiators. So I'm in this sector because I know I've got the necessary sales skills, if that makes sense, IP.
Fantastic, brother. And this sector of real estate is called search and select.
Search and select, yeah. So search and select is basically tracking down properties that will be worth anywhere from $8 to $10 million. You're connecting a guy I'm working with who's basically a broker to those properties and those owners. His job is to kind of get his foot in the door, close those properties, and sell them on behalf of and purchase them on behalf of wealthy buyers. When he does so, you make high commissions, anywhere from 5 to 10% on an $8 to $10 million property. So you can do the maths on
Oh,
that.
yes, this is what I'm talking about, man. I'm happy, brother, for you. And this is what the channel's about, man. Um, the brother can touch upon his situation back in January, but we had
Yeah,
a man-to-man conversation, and through my channel, he found someone that has changed his situation for the better. And
yeah,
this is what I'm doing for you, brothers, man. We got the IT thing going on for this channel, the traveling going on. I'm happy for Johnny that through my channel, his life has changed. Ain't that right, Johnny? That
yeah.
warms my
Straight up.
heart, brother. That means a
We
lot
all
to
know
me,
this,
bro.
brother, to be true. We've all heard this, fellas. Network is net worth. Like, that is the key. That's what this whole thing is about. Each one teach one. You pour into someone, they pour into you. This game is about value. Obstacles, I saw from when he's on the channel that he was sharp. And I said, all right, I know IP, and I know he doesn't bring anyone on that's not like, got real credentials. I reached out to him. Like you said, I was honest about where I was at that time. I knew what skills I had, and he provided me an opportunity because he's a real one and he's a good brother. And it paid off, and I repaid that favor many times over. He'll tell you the ways I was there for him when we were in Turkey together, and we're still in touch, even though he's over there doing his thing. And I'm sure if I go back in September, I'll see him again. But the idea is that you opportunities are there. You have to just kind of go out there and grab them, reach out to people, network. That's so important now. Social media has collapsed geography. You can reach anyone anywhere. That's one of the keys in kind of making the contacts I've made that have helped me, and certainly from this channel. So yeah, shout out to IP for having him on there and for doing this work, really.
Hey, thanks for the kind words, Jen. I'm happy for you, brother. Very happy, very happy for you, bro.
Appreciate you.
So next question for you now, Johnny, is so that's how you were surviving out there in terms of making money for yourself. Where were you staying at, brother? Were you in Istanbul or?
No. So I was specifically in Antalya, which is, I don't know if any of the brothers know about, but I'll get into that in a second. But it's a real beautiful place that I think doesn't actually get its just due, because it's not like the capital city, which is Istanbul, and maybe doesn't have the same sort of notoriety, which for those that want something a little bit more undercover, you'll like. Istanbul, you have to transit through to get to Antalya. Antalya is more of a sort of tourist beach sort of resort vibe.
Okay, awesome, brother. Awesome. I mean, is it a good place to live there? Did you like living there, brother? Was
Fantastic
it
place to live. I had a
okay?
great experience, man. I didn't really know what to expect beyond what I'd spoken to my man Obstacles about, and the little bit of research I did online. But I was just ready for a new experience at that time, as you said. I remember back in January when we spoke, I was in a different place. So when the opportunity came up, I was like, well, I've heard good things about Turkey. I did a little bit of research, but when I got out there, I was wowed. I mean, it was out of this world, man. Like, the vibe was fantastic, the people, the cost of living, the food. I was like, yeah, I knew when I got there, it was like an energetic hit. I was like, I've stumbled across gold. This is the right place. This is the place I needed to be at this particular moment. So it's amazing. And the weather is just getting even hotter there right now. It's going to hit 45 degrees, fellas, if you can believe that. So
Damn.
it might not even be a bad time to go if you're looking to book your next trip.
Thank you, bro. Hold on, brother. Shout out to Mr. Jalil for the $20 super chat. Appreciate the support, brother. Turkey is on my top 5 places to travel for months on end for a wife. And we'll speak on the woman later on.
We'll get into that.
Can't can't wait to hear this knowledge about how wifeable they are.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. The brother Johnny has a lot of intel on the woman to share. But let's
Yeah.
flesh out the groundworks first. The very important parts. So, bro, I want to ask you about, obviously you're a black man. You were in that place in Turkey. Did you experience any racism, any discrimination from Turkish people at all?
No. What I tell you, the truth is, though, brothers, what you will experience is um, you will obviously stand out because there aren't too many black folks around, and we all have probably been in environments, whether it be in a corporate workspace or just depending on where you live, this, that, and the third, where we are the only black guy. So we all know how to kind of carry ourselves. I would like to think. I've heard IP talk about it enough times on the channel, dressing appropriately, speaking a certain way, etc., etc. Those things for me, I feel like are a given. I know how to kind of move in the spaces where I'm, the minority, and that is the case in Antalya. But that said, it tends to work in your favor, I found, and you can use it to your advantage. So you will find you're in the minority, but you can use it massively to your advantage. And I'll talk about that in a moment when IP asks me.
Fantastic, brother. Um, so the food out there in Turkey, to me, food is very important, especially if I'm going to stay there for 3 months. Is Turkish food, was it tasty, or were you longing for fish and chips?
No, well, obviously, like I said, I was back in the UK for about 8 months after leaving Australia, and I didn't really enjoy the cuisine when I came home as much. But in Turkey, the food is fantastic, brothers. You ain't gonna have to worry about that. They have got so much variety in terms of cuisine. Generally, obviously, it's Mediterranean food, very, very healthy, fresh grilled meats. Everything is grown fresh for the most part there. So it's natural juices and fruits, and as I say, grilled meats, great fish restaurants. Vegetables are always the freshest and the finest. So I was eating such great food. In fact, to be really transparent, I wasn't actually in the best, not my best physical condition before I left, I would say. But when I was out there, I actually got a lot healthier while living and working out there. And I think a lot of it was due to the diet and the lifestyle.
Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. Wow, this is incredible. What about cost of living there, brother? Money is important,
Yes.
especially you don't want to spend too much money. How was it like renting over there? Was it expensive? Was food expensive? Was transport expensive? What was your budget out there? And I think the most important part here, brother, for me is rent. Break it down for us, whether your expenses and was it cheap out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a very affordable place. What you have to understand is the Turkish lira, if you know anything about economies, it's a very weak currency right now. Um, and I won't get into the political reasons why, because I spoke to many locals about this. But just know that if you're bringing, in our case, the Great British Pound, or for a lot of you brothers, the United States dollar, just like my man Obstacles, who's American, you will benefit massively because it translates so well out there. So the cost of living is very, very affordable. For me, because of the type of work I do, it's obviously digital nomad work. I needed good internet. Now that's something that is a little bit tricky in Turkey. So I actually juggled between Airbnbs and hotels. Because they're very affordable, I didn't mind staying half of my time in hotels because the internet in hotels I found was much better through trial and error than it is in Airbnbs. And you can get like luxury, bigger like hotel room spaces for a very affordable price. So I was kind of just posting up in there a lot of the time because it was almost like having a big one-bedroom apartment. And yeah, that was the way I kind of gained the rent situation. That said, Airbnb is obviously an option as well. Airbnb, same thing, extremely affordable. Off top, I'm trying to remember prices, brothers, but obviously I was paying in lira, so it might be a bit lost on you. You'd have to go translate it back into pounds and dollars. But on average, an Airbnb would cost you in Turkey, let me think, probably about for a week. I'm trying to think what by week how much it was costing. Bear with me, brothers. I've been back about a week now. I'm trying to think. What was I paying? So my hotel, for example, was about $50 a night. Yeah, 50 American dollars a night. An Airbnb might be slightly cheaper. Yeah, an Airbnb might cost you about $20 to $30 a night for a decent one. So based upon your budget, I would imagine for most men in here, that's pretty favorable, no?
Yes, yes, definitely. Wow, that is cheap. So
And you're staying in
was
nice places too. Keep in mind, you're staying in like decent places. If you're getting like a 1+1, they call it, that's like basically a two-bedroom apartment to yourself, right? So that's nice and spacious for those who are a little bit more, conscious of having enough room setups, depending on the type of work you're doing for your computer, your camera gear, etc., etc. You might need that. Me, like I say, I was comfortable in the hotel most of the time because I like the benefits that came with that. The discount on the hotel restaurant downstairs, the laundry woman would come and do my bed every day, bring my cleaning. I like those type of conveniences, and you get that with a lot of the hotels out there. So these are things to think about as well, brothers, when you think about where you're going to stay.
fantastic, bro. So what about food, entertainment, um, going out? Were they also cheap as well out there in Turkey?
Yeah, like I say, on the whole, the economy is very favorable to those of us coming from the West. So
Hmm.
whether you're going out, again, I was trying to live a very kind of luxury lifestyle on a budget, of course, but I would have a Turkish massage once a week. I would definitely eat out most nights. When I was in my Airbnb, I might cook occasionally, but I would eat out most nights because I could afford to, and it was very favorable cost wise. Nightlife, same thing. Drinks and bars, you're going to find it way cheaper than you would in any place in America or England, or depending on where you are. I can assure you of that. So you will live like a king, basically, in a nutshell, off a very small amount of cost.
Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. So, thanks for answering that question, brother.
No
Now, I
problem.
want to move on to culture, and I
Yeah,
want to compare. Now, before I even speak about Turkish culture, we know the culture in the West is very, let's just say, abnormal, to keep it PG. UK the culture is just depressing, um, depressing people, depressing weather, just rude people. How is the culture out there compared to the UK and even America? Have you been there before, brother? How is it
yeah.
out there in Turkey? Is it upbeat? Tell me the good parts about the culture, the bad parts. Tell us about Turkish culture in general, brother, while you were living there.
It's a world apart. Again, I mentioned the economy, right? So you would think because of that, it's not favorable to Turkish people, which is the case. But their spirit is like just indomitable. They're so happy and jovial all the time. They're friendly. When you go to the restaurants, when you go to the bars, they make an effort to speak English because you have to remember it's not Istanbul. In Antalya, a lot of people don't speak English, brothers. So be prepared to learn a little bit of Turkish, a bit of merhaba and arkadaşım and teşekkürler. These are words you will have to learn when you're out there, right? And it's just
Mm.
ingrained in my mind now from 3 months. But the people's spirits are really warm and friendly and open. They're going to be curious about you, especially if you're coming from the UK and America. They're very, very intrigued by Western culture. So they'll be picking your brains every day, but they're very happy go lucky and very easygoing people. So culturally, it's one of the best places I've been to. And it was just really great to have that while obviously being there, working, grinding, doing my thing also, have people around who just have a very positive energy, which as IP says, is not always the case in the UK.
Damn, incredible, man. Um, this is damn. Oh my goodness, incredible. Wow. Um, brother, so let me ask you, was there any negative experiences out there for you in Turkey?
It's a good question, bro. I mean, 3 months, a lot happens in 3 months, as you can imagine, but I can't really think of too many bad experiences. You might get the odd, like, sort of taxi driver trying to pull a fast one and take a slower, longer route and stuff. But because after a while I'd been out there, I knew when they would try and do stuff like that. And again, I learned a bit of Turkish and I had my maps and stuff. And I'd be like, all right, this guy's trying to take advantage because maybe he thinks I'm a tourist. So be mindful of things like that, like getting scammed at restaurants. Always watch when you're doing your tap and pay, the amount they put in. They can be a bit, you might get the odd shopkeeper trying you, brothers. These are the types of things to be aware of. But if you travel, I'm sure brothers that have traveled to foreign countries are already, I'd like to think, aware of stuff like that. So that's probably it as far as negativity. So we almost expect a little bit of that, right?
Hmm.
But aside from that, no real disagreements or negative energy, none. Like it was a really just on the whole positive experience. I can't speak to too much that wasn't good about it. One thing I will warn you about, sorry, now you ask, getting back onto the sort of rent living situation. Hotels. In hotels, if you want to bring back shorties, they are very funny about that. They will try and charge you extra for that. So I would advise brothers, and I know, let's be real, a lot of you brothers are going to want to go out there to meet women and stuff. Stay in an Airbnb then, because again, my priority was work. Women came second. Purpose is first with me always. That's just my
Hmm.
mantra. The hotels, they will be like, if you try and just bring a girl in at any hour or after the club or after taking her out for dinner, they will say, "Oh, where's her passport?" And you're gonna have to pay an extra 200 lira, which is like nothing to us, but it's the principle that they will charge you. And some might just say, no, you can't even bring anyone back. It's forbidden. Because don't forget, it's still Islam out there. So there's a certain amount of, respect for like the culture and just being kind of strict and decent. So keep that in mind.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Incredible. So, transportation, brothers. Um, brother, let me ask you about that. How were you moving around? Was it mostly through Uber? Was it through lift? Was it through taking the bus and train? Or was it always just walking around your area? You didn't really go too far. Break it down for
It's
us,
really
bro.
interesting that you asked that actually, because when I first got out there, me and Obstacles, we have a mutual friend who was out there as well, who's also working remotely, and he had rented a car because if you want to get around Antalya, it would help to have a car. If you want to go visit the neighboring towns and set up there for a few days, meet people, just get an experience, visit the beaches, the mountains, the museums, the galleries, I would recommend getting a car, and that's what I will do when I go back. However, they have these scooters out there, which I was riding all the time, and they can take you like very, very far around, I guess, like the island. And it's also just a great way to kind of see things. So on the daily, when I would just get up and just want to go for a coffee or something to eat, I would just rent like a scooter and just ride them around. And they're pretty fast. They go up to about 30 miles per hour. That aside, obviously, of course, you've got taxis as well, but the scooters work out cheaper. They're a great way to see the city. Again, a great way to meet women and things like that because you're riding up and down the boardwalks and the beaches. So you'll see people, you'll just stop and have conversations. But those are probably the two main transport methods, other than obviously buses, but buses are there too, very inexpensive. They'll get you anywhere you need to go. So transport's very, very easy to use and very straightforward. It's tap and pay like it would be in most Western countries, or obviously with taxi, there is no Uber to my knowledge out there. So it's just the regular yellow taxis they have. But as I said, you want to be mindful because they don't speak the best English and they might try and take you for a ride. So just keep that in mind.
Yes, and that goes into my next question, brother. Language. How were you navigating, brother? Were you speaking English the most? Did you have to learn Turkish? And how were you communicating with them, brother, Turkish people?
It's a bit of both, as I said, brothers. You're going to need to pull out that Google Translate every now and then. Some people will speak really good English. Some people won't. Believe it or not, brothers, I was dating women, some women that didn't even speak English. Imagine that. Like, if you're dating eights, nines, and tens that don't speak English and you're going on dates with Google Translate, you know you've arrived.
Ah,
So this is real, true stories. And this happens. And obviously, yeah, cab drivers, restaurants, sometimes you're going to have to just adjust. But when you know a few basic words out there, that will get you by, when you're in the supermarket and whatnot. But yeah, it can be a barrier at times, but as long as you've got Google Translate, you can plug stuff in, it's fine. Most people you'll meet out there, it will be a bit of a mix. They'll speak a little bit of English, but it might not be their first language, let's say.
okay, thank you, bro. So, brother, let me now ask you this, brother. Um, the woman.
The good stuff, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it, brother. But before we go into that, brother, is there anything else you want to touch upon that we spoke on previously that you want to expand on more, brother? Yeah, the floor is yours, bro. Maybe whether it's your job, living there, let us know, bro.
Off top, no. If anything comes to mind, I'll let you know, bro. Unless one of the brothers wants to send in a cash app or have a question or a super chat, please ask. Because I'm trying to think. I went through so much in 3 months, bro. So it will be here, there, and everywhere right now. So I'm sure as we speak, more and more things will come to mind. But I'm still like recollecting it all from my time there, man. Because a lot happened in 3 months. So as we proceed with this, hopefully I can give all the knowledge I have, but nothing's coming to me off top.
Thank you, bro. And brothers, can we please get the likes up? The views to like ratio is looking disgusting right now. If the likes don't go up very soon, the singing will start. And I ain't capping, brothers. Okay, I'm gonna start singing some Layla Hathaway, in this speed, brothers. So please hit the likes up, man. Or the Al Green is coming out, brothers. Okay, please hit the like button. Okay, and of course support the channel by the Cash App super chats if you are enjoying the important messages I push out through this channel. So, brother, are women in Turkey checking heavy for brothers?
You in this line, absolutely, absolutely. And here's the way I'll break it down for you. I think we all know at this point when a black man has his house in order, as we like to say nowadays, he can go anywhere on this planet, in my opinion, and win and dominate. I know you said it before, and I really believe in it myself. When I was in Turkey, right, my approach was a bit of a mixed bag. I had the apps. Also, I was quite a social person. I would go to coffee shops. I go to restaurants. Sometimes, Obstacles, he'd be doing his own thing. I go out on my own because I'm very comfortable in my own energy. And that's a great way, by the way, brothers. Free game there. Most of you will know that those of you that travel solo, that is a great way to meet people, because I think when people see you're comfortable by yourself, it actually invites them to approach you, especially women. So that works very well in Turkey. But are they checking for brothers? Absolutely. They are very, very intrigued by foreigners. They're very interested by different culture. They're very interested by your home country, what you're doing out there work-wise. Obviously, just the fact that you're different makes you stand out, so it draws attention to you. Um, I was getting approached by women. It was refreshing, man, and it was so much fun. So absolutely, they are. You don't have to worry about that. Now, there's nuance to this. If you want me to get into that, in terms of like
Yes.
what I believe will help you as far as strategically trying to get with the women out there.
Yes, please, brother. And before you do so, brothers, we need to get the likes up. I'm going to give you brothers 5 minutes for you to get the likes up, or I'm going to start singing. All right, please support this channel. Right? Likes are free. It doesn't take you nothing just to click that like button. We need to make sure the views and the likes align to each other. So YouTube pushes out this video to other intelligent, educated black men like Johnny. That's the only reason why Johnny found my channel, because the algorithm will push my videos to someone like him and he finds my channel. Okay, so please support the movement and just hit the goddamn like button, man. Jesus. All right, carry on, bro.
Where was I? Yeah, so I think there's some nuance to IP. I think the way you've got to look at it is you're already standing out because you're different in Antalya, right? Or Turkey as a whole if you travel into other parts. But what's going to give you that extra edge over a Turkish guy or a Russian guy? Because it's quite diverse there. You've got guys from Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, all these places. You stand out, but when you can meet that with a little bit of extra like finesse, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, by being articulate, by being a bit more of a gentleman, because the culture there, the way the women I dated explain it to me is the men are a little bit more aggressive. So my strategy is like, all right, I'm just going to approach, and I told you this before, IP, when we spoke off camera, I'm just going to approach it in a very, like, I'm laid back, I'm comfortable in my own energy, I'm doing my own thing, I'm not here to work, I'm just chilling. And in that sense, I found more women were so much more responsive to that they were approaching me. So these are the little things I just recommend brothers keep in mind when they go out there. I know we're hunting, we're looking for girls and fun and wives and stuff, but just keep that in mind, because I spent enough time there and I had real conversations with the women out there, and I know they are checking. But what I will tell you is Turkish women, they take their time. They do take their time a little bit. I won't lie to you. It's going to be like, it's going to require patience on your part. It's worth it because these are quality women, in my opinion, some of the best I've seen, but they are checking, but they're looking for men that are like men of purpose, which is what this whole channel is about, like getting your whole house in order. So when they can see that you're that guy, you will dine at the buffet.
Damn, incredible. Thanks for that information, brother. So you were dealing with dying women out there, eights, nines, and tens in
I would
Turkey.
say so.
Literally the top notch woman there, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm about, bro. I mean, with all due respect, every brother should be aspiring to that. You know, I mean, what else do you want? You want the best, don't you? So you're going to position yourself as the best. I'm out there. I'm thinking, hang on. I'm looking around the boardwalks every day. I'm on the apps. I'm like, there's fine women here, bro. So what do I have to do to kind of, do you know what I'm saying, put myself in a position where I can date and spend time with these gorgeous women? So yeah, for me, all the experiences I had dating were with top-notch women. And like I said, brothers, women out there, it's not just Turkish women. You've got Russian, Ukrainian,
Ooh,
Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. There's women
ooh,
from everywhere out there. It's very, very mixed. And all those countries I just mentioned, it's top women from those countries.
ooh. Okay, brother. And those women, those countries you mentioned, brother, were those women from those countries checking for brothers?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say actually outside of Turkish women, the other ones are more so. The Kyrgyzstan and the Kazakhstan, like they're on it, like for sure, because they're from even like smaller regions, like that are not too far from Turkey. So they definitely don't see no brothers where they're from. So they're even more intrigued. So if that's your thing, you like these kind of Central Asian mixed women, like with like sort of monolith eyes and stuff like that, you're like Turkey. You got a lot of that type of woman out there, man. And they're very feminine, cooperative. like the opposite of what we see in the West. These are like traditional women. And we'll touch upon that because as a whole, these are some of the most traditional feminine women I've ever seen in Turkey, full
Lord,
stop, culturally.
damn, bro. So, brother, so you dealt with Turkish women there. Did
I
you deal
did,
with
yeah.
any other nationalities of women there in Turkey apart from
Yeah,
Turkish
yeah,
women?
I did. Russian and Kazakhstan.
Oh my goodness, bro. Hey, you're a legend.
You got a sample, man.
So, brother, right? Incredible. So, how were you meeting women out there in Turkey? Were you cold approaching? Was it through online dating, or did they cold approach you? What was your method in actually meeting them, brother?
All three, man. After a while, it became all three. When I started, when I got out there, I was just trying to get the feel of it, the lay of the land. Now, obstacles, he's very focused on the work, and I think he's got like a Polish shorty and everything. So I was all right, man. Let me just be out here, I'll figure it out, do my thing, get on the apps, look around, go to Starbucks, all this. But the apps, obviously, the first port of call I would recommend because then you get an idea of what the lay of the land is, what women are kind of in your sort of 5, 6, 7 mile radius. And then chances are you'll see them on the boardwalks and at the beaches and places like that. But obviously, you've got bars, you've got restaurants. The nightlife is very, very happening out there. It's a very social place. Waitresses are gorgeous out there. I'm talking everybody is on a certain level out there, man. It's high, brothers. Trust me on that. Like it's wherever you go, you will see quality women in this, especially in Antalya. You will see quality women, but I recommend the apps because obviously now with these apps you can do these sort of travel mode things. So it doesn't matter where you are, you could already be right now snuffing out what looks good in Antalya, even if you're in London or Detroit or Maryland, wherever you're at, brothers, you can do that. So you can get an idea of what's on the lay of the land. But yeah, the apps are a great starting point. And then obviously when you get there and you start to understand how to move around, go to the restaurants, go to the coffee shops, go to the beaches and see for yourself.
Awesome, brother. What app did you use out there? Was it Tinder? Was it Hinge? Or was it a different group of apps?
I've heard of Hinge, but I don't have it. I use Tinder and Bumble. Bumble is the one. Bumble is the one I swear by. And we all know with Bumble at this point, it's the women sort of messaging you first, but that's always a good indication as well, right? Of their level
Hmm.
of interest. The best quality women I found through apps were through Bumble, 100%.
Fantastic. This is brother. This is golden intel, brothers, man. This is recent first class golden intel. Not even the CIA, Joe Biden, or the US government even knows about. Okay, so brothers, please support this movement, support the channel, man. Honestly, we out here trying to get you brothers out there. We out here saving lives, believe it or not. We're out here saving lives, man. The brothers that I speak to on a personal level who have told me, IP, your channel saved my life. And you don't know how much that means to me, brothers. So I'm asking you to please hit the like button, hit the cash apps, hit the super chats, man. Support this powerful movement. We got to make sure it grows and it reaches the right people. It needs to reach the right black men. It's got to reach educated, white collar working and blue collar working black men. I don't want no goddamn Pookie and Ray Rays on this channel, man. I want brothers like Johnny, like Theo Waff, like Thomas Deming on this channel, man. Fantastic. So next question for you, brother, is you know me, brother.
Mhm.
I don't like feminism. I hate feminism. Um, is that a problem amongst Turkish women?
No, I don't think so. I dated a fair bit out there, as I said, and you know what? I think you brothers would have seen if you saw in the group. If you're not part of IP's Facebook group, join it now. Don't know what you're doing. You would have seen the post I did on there about that, and you would have seen my sort of my blonde Turkish girl in there. I remember
Mm,
just having a conversation with her after one of our dates when we were just walking on the boardwalk, and she was just laughing. She's like, in her Turkish accent, she's like, "I don't understand this feminism. This is stupid. Woman is a woman, a man is a man. Like, I will be good to you, Johnny. You just take care of me and I'll look after you and do everything you need me to do as a woman should." That's how she was talking. Now, keep in mind, this is a young girl. I'm in my 30s. This is a 24-year-old girl who's laughing at the idea of feminism and pronouns and all this stuff. She just doesn't take it seriously. And obviously, you could say that's just one person, right? It's anecdotal. But I would tell you because I dated a bit. That's the general thought process of women in Turkey, not just Turkish women. Russian women are very agreeable. and cooperative and don't really subscribe to feminism. They're traditional. These women are the type of women that need a man, or want a man rather, to come in and look after them, and then they've got you. And that's what we're after, I think, ultimately, aren't we, brothers, on the whole here? No one's really trying to deal with feminists or masculine women, or women who want to try and lead the household and whatnot. That's not the way. That's what's messing things up right now. And I won't get into that because that'll be a whole other stream. But in Turkey, you ain't gonna have to worry about that. If you're on job, if you're a purposeful man, if you got your house in order, you can go out there and find you a queen. No doubt about it.
Wow. So even the other nationalities out there in Turkey, they also think like Turkish women too. Man is a
Bro,
man, woman is a woman. Damn.
they are down, man. When I was just chatting to girls in early days before even dates, they were talking about, oh yeah, maybe you can come to my place and I can cook for you. These are always the good indicators of the type of woman you know you're going to get. Now, how many women in the West are offering to cook for you on a first date, brothers? Hands up, please.
None.
Let me know. I'll
None.
wait.
Zero.
Exactly. And that's my point. So I already knew from then, I was like, I think I'm in the right place, man, because this is the type of woman you want. If you're looking for even just it's a bit of fun, but especially if it's a steady, you know that. Like, I'm not, I've dated a bit, brothers. I've had long-term relationships, so I know what's what at this point. This type of woman is the woman you want in your life while you're busy building your empire and trying to get your affairs in order. So you will see plenty of them in Turkey. You just have to move correctly, and I'm trying to give you some tips that will help you hopefully do that.
Wow. So this is some crazy intel, bro. So brother, right? So basically, brother, I like me a feminine chick,
Mm-hmm.
a chick that's submissive, and I want a chick to rub my back. I want a chick to cook for me. I want a chick to, maybe sometimes, bathe me and even moisturize me, brother.
You don't ask for much.
Can I get that from Turkish women, brother?
I mean, even though you're joking, you absolutely can. Like I said, these are some of the most feminine women. The women are who like go get their hair done every week. Nails are on point. Natural faces. Work out regularly. I rarely saw an overweight woman, if I'm being honest with you. Like, these are very like in shape, feminine, way more than the West, right? Like, these are the feminine of the most feminine women, bro. And with that, what do you think they're naturally going to gravitate towards? Masculine,
Masculine men.
purpose-driven men. So
Mm.
they are there. They are dutiful, respectful, graceful women. They just need men to come in and take care of them. And if you guys are on point and you get your money right and you're doing the right jobs, you will come here to Turkey, well, there, because I'm not there right now, and blow these Turkish guys out the water like we did.
Okay, so brother, is so basically a normal arrangement, in your opinion, between a Western man and a Turkish woman is the Western man pays for everything, but in return, she is a full-on cooperative, submissive woman that keeps the house in order, looks after the children, cooks for you, but you gotta pay her bills, you gotta pay for the household bills, and that's how it works. The dynamic, brother, is that true? Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I would expect that. If you're after and this is just my opinion, brothers, I would say if you're after a Turkish woman, you should expect that to be the way it would work. They're probably likely to not like be looking for no man who they're gonna have to go 50-50 with. If you're looking for the top tier ones, with some of the Russian girls and the Kazakh and the Kyrgyzstan girls, you might get them like offering to pay on dates and stuff like that. They might be a little bit more of how it is in the West, like all the equality and stuff. However, they will still be more submissive, polite, respectful, allow you to lead more because that's the culture they're used to. But definitely with the Turkish girls, that's more expect to be like in charge of the finances on that one. But in my opinion, they're the best quality ones there, and that's the ones I prefer the most anyway, from just a physical standpoint. I was really mainly checking for Turkish girls more than I was the other races. But everyone's got their own preference. Like I said, brothers, you've got a mix there. But this is just to give you a bit of an idea of what to expect when it comes to sort of the dating marketplace out there.
Fantastic, brother. So you're essentially saying that Turkish women and the other nationalities of women out there in Turkey, these are wifeable women that you can actually wife up and make your wife.
100%. Man, I'm telling you, I haven't even so much as looked at a girl in the UK since I got back. It's like, I was just, you can't even, it's not even comparable at all. It's like once you've left the matrix, how can you like go back in?
Yep.
I'm saying, no, not at all. When you go there, you can definitely, definitely find a wife. And not just that, I would say, I would go so far as to say women out there are looking for husbands as well. So that's going to give you even more of a way into it, because they're looking for men to take care of them. You know, you got to remember the currency is poor out there. They don't earn a lot, man. So they're hungry for a man to come in and do what he has to do. Like, I forgot, it just reminded me now. One sort of older, sort of MILF Turkish lady just approached me when I was coming back from linking another girl. When I was just on the strip, she just literally just came up to me. She's like, "Oh my God, you're so handsome. Da, da, da. I don't like Turkish men. Here's my number." And then she
Mm.
came and picked me up from my hotel. She drove to my hotel like 2 hours later to come pick me up for a date. I was like, "Nah, this ain't happening, man. This can't be
Ah,
real."
ah. This is crazy, bro.
True story.
Um, wow. So, brother, you know me that if I want to wife up a chick, literally make her my wife, she's got to be a virgin or have a very low body count.
Yeah.
To me, more than two is too much. Even more than one, because the way the woman works as compared to man, it's very easy for women to get boyfriends, and if they can't lock down the guy, what are they doing between the ages of 18 to 23,
Mm.
24? Because those are prime years for women, and they will always have options. So, if I want a virgin, first and foremost to marry, can I find a virgin, or at very least a low body count woman in Turkey? But the virgin one is very important for me, brother.
I think you can. But here's the way I'm going to break it down. I think if you're looking for that, the ethnicities you're going to be leaning towards are more of the Kyrgyzstan type, because there's a lot of Kyrgyz Central Asian women out there, and the younger ones are, you can tell, much more innocent, have been, untouched, for lack of a better term,
Mm,
by anyone around to kind of corrupt them. So if you're looking for that sort of more innocence, like hasn't really been with too many dudes, if no dudes, if you're looking for an actual virgin, I reckon the Kyrgyzstan girls for sure. I won't lie to you, Turkish girls are gorgeous, but they're actually way more promiscuous than you would think, because people
oh,
think because it's Islam and stuff, they're the most promiscuous ones I found out there, man. You might find they look the part, but some of these Turkish girls, they be getting it in, man. Like it's there's a culture out there, because you got to remember this is like a country of some 80 plus million people. There's a
mm.
lot of attractive people around, man. So dating's a very, very like loose, fun thing out there. So I think it's going to be harder to find a Turkish wife than it would be to find a sort of a Kyrgyzstan or maybe Kazakhstan wife. But you can have fun with Turkish girls out there. It just might not be as easy to get a Turkish wife, I would say.
Interesting, brother. So there are some women out there. There are some Turkish women out there that have high body counts. But there's
Mm,
also some out there that have also low body counts as well. Because it is a Muslim country, and
yeah.
she may take her religion seriously.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You'll know because it's even the way they position themselves on Instagram. Like the ones that are like, oh, I'm into like, salsa and yoga. These are always the more loose ones, right? And the
Hmm.
ones that are like a bit more reserved, like you'll be having to tune them on the phone for a minute before you even get a date. I was fortunate. I had every type of experience to kind of have this insight. I had girls where it's just like, match, meet me that day on the beach, come to this restaurant, come to this hotel. Other girls I was just chatting to for weeks before anything even happened. So that will give you an indicator of, you know what I'm saying, their level of, I guess, virtue.
Yes. So, brother, how do you personally know a chick has a low body count, brother, in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's based upon things like that. It's definitely predicated upon that, because that's the starting point. When I would then meet girls, I would have transparent conversations with them, man, about like, what they were doing beforehand. I'm the type of guy, I shoot straight. I'm gonna ask you questions because, like you said, I know what I want. I'm not gonna waste my time. A man that's got his house in order. Like, what were you doing beforehand? What are you doing for a living? What do you do? How do you socialize? Where do you go? Some of the girls I was dating, I could just tell, okay, this is a bit of fun. She's a bit more loose. She could be dating other guys, chatting to other guys. I did meet her through a dating app after all. Other girls, patience, take my time. Oh, I've never dated a black guy before. That's usually an indicator. Always pay attention to that. That's definitely going to be an indicator of the fact that she's either got, as IP would like either a virgin or she's a low body count. So she's going to take her sweet time before she even thinks about either bringing you home or seriously dating you. So just pay attention, brothers. Listen to what they're telling you, but also practice some discernment as well. Spend time talking to these women and investing in the process of dating, you know, so that way, you know, like you can say, okay, you know what, this one here, this is going to be suitable for a steady while I'm building my life and my whole thing abroad. And this one here might just be a jump off.
Well, this is great breakdown, brother. So next question for you, brother, is we got 10 more minutes before I open up the phone lines, brother.
Sure.
Or we can add up, we can keep on speaking if you want to add in more things as well, brother. There's many time, bro. Turkish women, are they the type where you got to leave them there in Turkey, or they could get corrupted if you bring them back to the UK and America? Because Turkey is a liberalized Muslim country. I will admit it's not as conservative as Saudi Arabia, you know. So
Nah,
is there a possibility of her being poisoned by UK culture and American culture if you bring it back to the West?
I do think there's every chance of that. And I'll tell you why. It goes back to a lot of the things we've touched upon. The economy is not very good there. Everyone's seeking better opportunities, more money, just like any part of the world, but especially because it's not very good right now. So one or two girls I was dating were already telling me, oh, you know, I'm leaving for America in a few months, or I got this job in the UK because I just can't handle it here. We're on the brink of an economic collapse. And so you can already imagine what's going to happen to them when they touch American soil and UK soil. They're going to be like, oh my God, more money, feminism, women are so empowered here, it's so liberal. It's going to eventually corrupt their minds. It can't not. That's just what it is. Look, right now, brothers, we all know that feminism wave. Look, Kelly Slater, the surfer, couldn't ride that wave right now. It's just on top, and that's just what it is. We have to navigate it accordingly. So I think it would, despite whatever relationship or connection I was building in Turkey, if I tried to bring it here, I know what would happen to them. And IP, obviously, you were very transparent about your foreign girl who was living here
Yeah.
and what happened to her. I would see the same thing happening because of your experience and just my own discernment. I would know what the West would do to a girl like that. So this is exactly why we need to go there.
Yes, with our money, making money in the West while spending it over there. That's the plan, brothers. Hold on, bro. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Conrad Grant, for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Happy Friday, IP. Showing love and support, fam. Appreciate you, brother, for the support. It means a lot to me, brother. Thank you, man. 8 years in this game on this channel. It means a lot, man. Thank you, bro. So next question for you, brother, is religion.
Hmm.
Is religion a problem dating a Muslim Turkish woman? So can a Christian seriously date a Turkish Muslim woman and wife her up? Or would there be problems there, brother? And how, obviously, I'm guessing you're not Muslim. So was that a
No,
problem at all, brother?
no. Do you know what's interesting? I did grow up Christian, but I don't sort of subscribe to organized religion anymore. However, it did come up in a few dating situations because I was there during Ramadan, so that was very interesting as well, right? I remember like during the Byram, all my shorties just flew back to their little towns. So I was like, I had like a week there where I was like, damn, like, they've all flown back to the little town they're from and they've left Antalya. I'm like, bro, what's going on here? Because that's what they do during the Byram. They all go home. So I was like, all my links just disappeared like that. But as far as bro, it was dead. Like I was like, and then all that was left was just like English tourist girls, and I was like, no, I didn't come to Turkey for that. So I was just reading that week, working. But but yeah, no, they do bring it up. They'll ask obviously if you're Muslim or not, and they'll ask you a lot like what are your thoughts on the religion. So the way you play it for the brothers that are not Muslim is that you just tell them, yeah, I respect all religions. I'm down with Islam. I have respect for the religion, and that's not a problem for me at all. And that's usually your way in. It doesn't need to be a thing where you have to be like, oh, I'm going to convert, or I'm this, or I'm that. They just need to know that you respect their religion and their culture, because their culture is a big thing for them. They are very proud of their culture, Turkish women. So when you can show an appreciation and an understanding of it and have some knowledge of it, brothers, do some research on the culture, that will play into your hands very well.
Awesome, brother. Was it easy? Was it simple for you to smash Muslim woman out there, brother? Turkish woman, or I mean, yeah, was it? Yeah, was it simple for you?
Mixed bag, bro. Honestly,
Yeah.
mixed bag. Like, yeah, like I remember there was one. I'll be really transparent. I remember there was one girl I met on Bumble, like, and I was just in my hotel chilling, and she was like, "Oh, I'm just going to the beach." I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." I come join you. She's like, yeah, come down. When I met her, she rode down on her bike, chilled, had a really dope coffee date. We were just on the beach, just like, having fun on the beach. And she was like, where's your hotel? I was like a mile up that way. She's like, let's go back there. Boom, laid it down, left, like showered, and then I went to work. I was just like, damn, that really happens. But other times there was girls I was chatting to where I did have to build slow. Like it took more than just the day game. It was like, it was a slow build. So really it's a mixed bag, but I'm kind of okay with that because, sometimes you just want to get a girl, whatever. Sometimes you don't mind putting in a bit more work, building that connection. It's mixed. So I can't say it's one or the other. I'll just tell you it's mixed, brothers. It just depends who you're dealing with, timing, this, that, and the third. But it's definitely doable. It's mixed. Some girls are a bit more loose, a bit more promiscuous. Some are a little bit more reserved.
Okay, thank you, bro. What about the STI, STD rates at all in Turkey? Did you ask women if they were clean? Is it high out there? Were you very cautious about that, brother? Like the situation you had with that girl on the bike and the beach.
Yeah.
How are you now? Yeah, break it down for us, bro.
Great question. I mean, again, just based upon that situation, I was already like, all right, man, well, I'm definitely going to have to armor myself, if you know what I mean. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't know about any of the brothers on the channel, but I would like to think we're all, playing it safe, if you know what I mean. Like, because, you don't know for sure who these women are dealing with and whatnot. And even the most good, purest of girls, she could tell you one thing, but it could be another thing entirely. So I would just tell you, be as safe as you can be. Don't get carried away because, why would you want to jeopardize your health? But I'm safe with anyone I'm with, so that's not even anything I have to question. I'm not taking any chances with my health. Like, that's all we've got ultimately in this world. We have got nothing else. So just be safe, brothers. Protect yourself at all times.
Did you ask the woman if they were clean before smashing, and did you do your research about the rates there in Antalya?
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I didn't do any like out and out research, like look into like STIs and things of that nature. My attitude was that because, and this was when I got there, because it was Islam, women were going to be much more, do you know what I mean, clean and pure and, untouched in that sense. But after my experiences there, I saw how mixed it was. So I would tell you, brothers, to definitely be careful. Don't take any chances just because you're meeting beautiful women, because as I said, there's a very open dating culture there. They're secular in a sense, even though there is Islam. So I didn't ask personally, IP, to be honest with you. I just kind of protected myself. That was what I knew to do best, because that's what I would do in any situation.
Absolutely. Thank you, bro. Social media. Was that a common theme amongst Turkish women? Again, Instagrams, the Twitters, particularly Instagram and TikTok, because that's where the whole feminism nonsense is coming from, brother. Particularly TikTok, where they're pushing out nonsense, absolute nonsense through TikTok and Instagram. Was that a problem amongst Turkish women? Did you see them using that quite frequently?
I'm not really down on like TikTok and how it works so much and stuff. I know what it is, but as far as Instagram, what you will see, brothers, is when you get on the apps, specifically the dating apps, everyone will typically have like a link to their Instagram profile, or they'll ask for yours. It's one of the quickest ways to kind of segue into getting the dates, because they like to look, obviously, you know how it is. Your Instagram might have a bit more of your personality if you have one. So be prepared to see a lot of Instagram handles in dating apps, and be prepared to share yours, because it will like lower their guard, I found, and get you, results quicker, rather than be spending all this time on these dating apps, which is just eating up time. So they have them. But one thing you'll also notice is a lot of them have private accounts, and they have typically like not a lot of pictures, and their followings are very, very low. So I don't know what that is. I should have asked, but typically a lot of the girls who I'm in touch with via Instagram that I met on apps and just out and about, they have like private profiles, and they won't have like that many pictures on there. But these are some of like the most gorgeous women, by the way, but they just don't have huge, profiles where they're on it every day. So hope that answers that, because I know there were some women out there who are quite prominent with it, but a lot of them just have it and they just have a few pictures. And like I say, their profiles are private. So it wasn't too big a problem for me.
Awesome, brother. Are Turkish women cooperative enough to the point where if you told them, hey, we're a couple now, I want you to delete your social media, they'll do it?
Based upon what I just said, I think they probably would, because it doesn't seem to be something that they're that big on. It's not like how it is in the West, where every girl has, is doing a selfie and, is an influencer, and they're a little bit more chilled than that, man. Because you have to remember, the culture there is just so like free and open, and it's beach life and stuff. You can just meet people anywhere, so they don't even necessarily need to have all these popping Instagrams and all that TikToks to meet people. So they've got it. But I actually have quite a decent following on there, so I felt like every time a girl saw my following, it almost like benefited me, because they'd be like, "Oh shit, this guy must be someone," right? Because a lot of them don't have big presence online, because it's just not such a, at least the women I was dealing with, it's not such a thing.
Mm.
So yeah, you haven't really got to worry about that so much in Antalya. I don't think they have Instagram, but it's not as prominently used as it is here in the West.
Thank you, bro. Also, brother, mind the language, brother. The swearing, please. Let's
Yeah,
avoid swearing, brother. Thank you, bro. So I've got three more questions for you, brother. Then we'll open up the phone lines, bro. So are Turkish women good looking? Because they're quite exotic, right? They some have blonde hair, some have black hair, some have green eyes, blue eyes. Is that what you saw out there? Are they good looking in general and body wise as well, bro?
yeah, I'd say very, very much so, man. I've traveled a bit in my life. I've been quite fortunate, but these are some of the most beautiful women I've seen, I would say. And again, everyone's got their own preference, but if you understand Turkey, and I definitely did some research on this part, it's ethnically very, very mixed, because of their sort of history with the Ottoman Empire. So there's mixes of Middle Eastern, Central Asian, European. Like no two girls look the same in Turkey. Basically, there's kind of a look, but then there's like so many different types. Like there's women
Mm.
that are more pale, and there's women that are more olive skinned. And this is just the Turkish women I'm talking about, obviously. So it's very diverse ethnically, and that lends itself to a very nice mix of beautiful women for sure.
They're white, right? In my opinion, they're white because they do look like white women, but although they look a bit more exotic, but they are white. They've got white skin, they've got
That's
light
interesting,
eyes.
though. Sorry to cut
Do
you
they,
off.
they
They
look
don't consider themselves white. I would
okay?
ask them, because I thought that too, but it depends what part they're from. One of the ladies I'm dating, she's from like the Aegean part, which is near Greece, and you'll see in the picture in the group, she's more pale, and she's got blonde hair. So she says everyone calls her the White Turk, but she's Turkish. But you can tell from her eyes she's still kind of exotic looking, even though she's got pale skin. But then there was another girl I was dealing with who is more Mediterranean, olive skin, curvy, plump lips. Looks like she could have Middle Eastern blood. So it's mixed.
Oh yeah, I think they're a special case because I've always thought they were white. I don't.
Mm.
It's weird, man. Interesting.
It's
And
just the
can
ethnic
we?
mix, bro. In the country, they like I say, no two girls are the same. It's very ethnically diverse depending on what region you're from. Again, 80 million people, so many different tribes, so many different cultures within Turkey. You will see, brothers, when you go out there, how diverse it is.
Yes, yes, indeed. And it's also, brother. You know, there's a common trope that Turkish women are hairy and they have big noses. They have big noses too. That's true to some extent. Obviously, some are hairy, some do have big noses, but not all of them. But break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, you mentioned this to me prior to the stream. I definitely noticed they do have certain features. Like the nose thing is they do kind of have like a bit of like a round nose, some of them. But I would say on the whole, it's not something I was like overly like, oh my god, like her nose. But the hairy thing, I'll be honest with you, I didn't experience that, man. They I mean the Turkish women I dealt with had beautiful soft skin, bro. Like olive tan complexion. They're very feminine. Like I say, they're very well kept, man. This is not like what the West is. Like these are feminine women, So I didn't see that. Like they've got very nice eyes. They take care of themselves. They're in shape. They're mostly slim. You will see curvy women, but you will see a lot more very like slim, more Victoria's Secret model looking women than anything, especially in Antalya.
Wow, thank you, bro. And last question, brother, from me. before I open up the phone lines. Did you see any other races of women out there in Turkey? I'm talking like, East Asian, Japanese, or, black, or, mixed race, half black, half Turkish chicks, out there, bro?
I didn't see any mixed black and Turkish. That I was yet to see. That would have been interesting. There definitely are black girls out there though. They're from like Kenya and Rwanda. There seems to be a bit of a migration from those countries out there. But they tend to gravitate more towards the Turkish guys. So, they got
Oh,
their own preference as well. But as far as other than Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, all the stands are there: Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Turkey, Russia, and Ukraine. Those are the main ones you will see out there.
oh man, we got our sisters going towards Turkish guys. Damn it,
Yeah,
man.
bro. Real bed wenches, man. I'm telling you, when we would see them out in the club, they would give us funny looks because it's almost like they knew what we were doing and we knew what they were doing. They're like, all right, you're dating Turkish women and we're dating Turkish men. And some of them are fine, by the way. Some of these black women, they have got nice bodies and everything, but their game is, they're trying to score the rich Turkish guys because there are rich Turkish dudes there. It's not all just like broke Turkish guys. Like there's a lot of guys out there who have got big money, so they tend to gravitate more towards them.
Damn. Hey, thank you, brother, for this incredible insight. Of
You're
course,
welcome.
as we go on, if anything else pops up in your mind, please let us know, brother.
Sure.
Shout out to Mr. John Thomas for the £4.07 cash app. Appreciate you, bro. Very interesting info on Turkey. Thanks, IP. Thanks for the cash app, brother, and of course, appreciate you, John Thomas, and of course, appreciate the brother Johnny for breaking down this recent insight for us. Shout out to Mr. Conrad Grant for the £1.63 cash app. Thank you, bro. IP, great intel on Turkey. This pure fire, fam. Yes, indeed. Thanks for the kind words, Mr. Conrad Grant. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Kenny Peoples for the $5 super chat. He says, "How was living conditions in Turkey?"
Hmm. Does he mean in terms of like
Maybe,
Airbnb and what we covered earlier, or
maybe in terms of, is it clean? Is the water clean?
oh my
Hygiene?
bad. Yeah, of course I can answer that, brother. No problem. Yeah, very, very much so, man. Very clean. The streets are clean. The air is fresh. It's not like London where I am right now. I'm coughing all the time after 1 week back here. But no, the environment is very clean, very sanitized. It's very fresh. Like again, if you're staying in hotels, your room's obviously going to be taken care of every day. They're going to do your laundry and all that. But when you're out on the street and stuff, you won't see litter. Like the water's very good, the fruit is very fresh. As I said, they grow everything there, brothers. So you conditions, your environment, your lifestyle, your diet will be on point. I hope that kind of answers that.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for that super chat, Mr. Kenny People, and thanks for answering that, bro. Much appreciated, man. Crazy intel, man. Crazy gems being dropped tonight. So, brothers, I put my details there for you to follow and get in touch with me, and make sure you join that Patreon as well for extra special benefits. Now, I'm going to open up the phone lines now for you to answer questions to our guests. Who's that? What the? Hold on. Is that a troll? You're blocked, Armani. This ain't for you, so you can kick rocks, waste man. So as I was saying, brothers, please call in and give respect to our brothers. Any sort of disrespect will result in punishment. So don't be that guy. We're all adults here. Ask questions about his experiences in Turkey, woman living there. Please keep on topic on the live stream. And if you can't call in, please cash up and super chat your questions. Be respectful, or you will end up being blocked. Okay. All right. Awesome, man. Awesome. So call in, brothers. Let's get this live stream even more popping. So when are you going back, brother?
I'm thinking of going back in September, actually. Yeah, I just came back for like a few little personal things to iron out. But I'm thinking of going back in September because when I spoke to some of the friends and the people I was socializing with out there, they were like, in September, the tourism dies down a little bit because it's popping right now, obviously, summertime in the West. The temperature's a lot cooler as well because 45, that sounds crazy for me. I mean, I like the heat and everything, man, but 45 is a lot. So yeah, I'm thinking September, it'll be a bit more relaxed. I can kind of go back, enjoy myself. I want to date again and whatnot, I can do that. But also I can explore some of the other places I didn't get to go because while all of it was fun, I was still working, brothers. So I didn't get a chance to see everything I wanted to see. I I tried to cram a lot into like my last few weeks, because when I first got there, I was just, I was in hustle mode. But yeah, I want to do a lot more sightseeing, a lot more exploring. And there's so many places to go in Turkey, like it's untrue. I barely scratched the surface. So September could be a nice time to go back.
Fantastic. Awesome, brother. Awesome. Brothers, can we get the likes up as well, please? We've got almost 100 people watching, but less than 80 likes. We need to get the likes and the view ratio matching. So please, if you have not liked this video already, please hit the like button. Okay? So I've opened up the phone lines right now. I suggest you brothers call in to speak about this live stream. And if you've also been to Turkey yourselves, please call in to speak about your experience in Turkey. It'll be great to have a great Turkish stream in general. Fantastic, man. So you're currently seeing someone, yeah?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
girl. Okay.
I got me a little something over there.
So obviously you're doing long distance for a bit now. Do you trust her not to, do anything crazy while you're away, brother? And how did you vet her? Obviously that me, I personally can't do long distance because if I'm not there, I don't know what she's getting up to. So how are you balancing that, brother?
Yeah, it's a fair question, IP. To be honest, it wasn't like anything that I ever planned on getting super serious. But the young lady I'm dating, like she's not one of the sort of typical Turkish girls, if you like. First of all, she speaks really good English, right? Um, and she's well traveled. I know, because obviously we have honest conversations before we started, getting into it. I know she's dated foreign men before, and particularly men that like come from Western countries. So I think she's a little bit more hip than the type of Turkish girls I was talking to you brothers about on the stream. So based upon that, I kind of know a fair bit about her personality and what she's looking for. She's one of the ones I was telling you brothers is looking for a man to effectively take care of her. So the way I'm looking at it is, my attitude is, if this doesn't work out, where's she gonna go? Where are you gonna find a man like me in Antalya? Like, not me being arrogant, but I know my worth, brothers, and all of you should as well. When you've been in this dating game and you've had girlfriends and whatnot, and especially when you've dated abroad, you have to understand leverage. Like, I understand her economy, I understand her position, I understand what people out there are doing, and I know who I am. So if this doesn't shake out, where are you going to find me? In Antalya. And
Yes,
that's how
good
I
point there.
you understand, brothers. This is how you have to approach dating, full stop. Especially when you've got your house in order. You have the leverage. So she knows that too. This is the same girl I told you understands that feminism is a nonsense. So why would she jeopardize anything with me? You see what I mean? She could, yeah, for all I know, she could be doing God knows what. But how does it benefit her if I'm to come back in September and she's doing that? Doesn't she know that I could just find another version of her out there quite easily?
Facts, bro. That's a good point there. And that's the problem we have here in the UK and in America. Women have the leverage. They know that, they get a lot more men than men get women. And that's why men are being played, men are simping because women have the leverage. But when we go abroad, ain't no one like the brother Johnny.
Nope.
He's from with the James Bond accent,
That's
ain't no
it.
one coming through like him. He's
No,
different.
you got exactly, and you got to use that for real. Like, and some of you brothers, I know a lot of you brothers from America. They thought I was American, so I'm telling my man obstacles. I'm like, you Americans will be dining out here, bro, because they be thirsting for these American brothers. So those of you who've got your affairs in order, get out there and be a part of the adventure. Take advantage of that. Use that leverage. Let it fill you up. Let it gas you up so that you remember your worth. So that when you're in these places, you know you're valuable because these women value you. They see what you're bringing to the table so that all right, this is where it needs to be and this is how it needs to be, because everything else is a lie and a fallacy. This is this is how dating's supposed to really be.
Yes, bro. Facts. This brother said it. Oh man, incredible. So, brother, so that goes on to my next question while we wait for a caller. So, call in, brothers. Don't be shy. Call in if
Yeah,
you want to
call
ask
in, man.
brother questions. If you can't call in, cash up and super chat your questions, okay? But we want to get some callers in. So, brother, let me ask this right. Are Turkish women, are they, would they accept you having side chicks, brother, in your opinion, or do they only want you to themselves?
I mean, if we're going to get into the whole Kevin Samuels exercise, and shout out to the late great Kevin Samuels, but
Mm.
exercising options of the high value man and that whole ideology, I think they would, because again, I go back to what I was just telling you about mine. When you have the leverage, what can they do? Like, they may not like it, but they don't want to lose a valuable man. They don't want to lose a man of means, a man with resources, a man that can genuinely take care of them. So I believe you could exercise some options. And as I mentioned, brothers, the ratios are very nice because it's a very like populated country. So there are gorgeous women all over. I only scratched the surface. I was just in Antalya. I saw the brother, I forget his name, that was on the channel talking about Izmir and Istanbul and all these places. There's way more people in those places than there are in Antalya. So if you think about it from that perspective, you could easily just, do you know what I mean, go to one of these cities, you know, pull the pin out and watch the bomb just go off. Like, and you know what I mean? You could have a couple, because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, what could they really say to you? They don't have too many men around them that have the type of leverage that you guys have, that we have from our jobs, our resources, our currencies. So you can bend that to your will. And you should feel unashamed about doing so. Because you know,
Mm.
as I just said, here in the West, you are getting leveraged left, right, and center in the dating marketplace. So you've got to flip it and make it work for you. And you can certainly do that over there.
Absolutely, bro. And obviously, if she's okay with me, having side chicks, there's no way she can have side dudes. That's not how it works. For
No,
me,
because
I can
no
do what I
way.
want.
She's gonna
Yeah.
know. She's going to know that her job is to be dutiful, respectful, cooperative, and to hold you down in the household. They know that. They are raised the right way. No disrespect. This isn't the West. It's not the wild, wild West where the inmates are running the asylum. These women had their fathers in their lives, so they knew that how the fathers were supposed to treat the mothers and the women in the family. They know that. Many of them have this already on lock.
This is fantastic, man. Brothers, after hearing this, how could you not get your passport? How could you not just, focus on your purpose, making sure you get into the right career field that can allow you to, travel the world or work remotely, and then leverage your attributes in their country? Imagine you being in Japan right now. Imagine you being in Turkey right now, or in Costa Rica right now. There's hardly anyone like you. The abundance of women that you have at your fingertips will be too much, and that's what we want as men. Because right now in the West, a lot of dudes don't have options, man. I'm seeing, you know, a well put together dudes with ugly chicks. That's how bad it is right now, brothers. But when you go
Mm.
abroad, you can be 5 out of 10 in looks as a man and get an 8 out of 10 woman. Ain't that right, bro? It's crazy,
For
man.
real. They don't want you knowing this either. This is the whole thing. They don't want you
Mm,
knowing this, because if you know this, like the men will be flooding out of the West at a rapid rate. I mean, the movement's
mm,
already going, but it will only expand when you start to see. But that's why, for me, and then again, I love to pour back into my brothers. I'm a mentor on the side of what I do in my day job. I'm all about like empowering men and supporting them through every stage of, just matriculating from, I guess, boyhood into manhood. But I want to share this information so that men can come and be a part of this, because there's more than enough for everyone. And I'm not just talking about the women, as I've touched upon on this stream. There's more than enough of a lifestyle for everyone to enjoy. And I want men to be free and be able to like enjoy a world-class life, because that's what this is all about. This is about living
mm.
a world-class life. And to do that, yeah, we're gonna have to make sacrifices, brothers. You're gonna have to put in the work, of course. It's not all just gonna be laid out for you, but it's there for you should you wish to take it.
Mm, yes, indeed. And in Antalya, what was the ratio of women to men? Was it more women than men? Like 60% women, 40% men?
I would say so, yeah, for sure.
Damn.
I really would say it was a higher concentration of women, because again, it's a tourist place. So many people from Turkey that go there are coming from all the nearby towns, because it's just a nice place to live for them. And their small towns, maybe not so much. They want a new experience. One thing that's on the rise there is actually a lot of digital nomad, excuse me, a lot of digital nomad Turkish people. So that lends itself to the brothers that are working remotely, that are digital nomads, IT and whatnot, because a lot of the women are doing the same thing. A couple of the girls I met were like maths tutors and things like that. So yeah, high ratio.
And they were Turkish doing that.
Yeah, it's great. Well, the pandemic, as we know, has changed the whole, you know, job and work landscape, especially. So yeah, you'll see a lot of that. A couple of girls I dated were, one girl was a lawyer, she worked online. Another girl was a maths tutor, she worked online. So yeah, that was quite favorable because it was like, all right, cool. I just bring my laptop over, boom.
Damn. Brother, out there, did you come across any wealthy women, and were those, and are these wealthy Turkish women checking for brothers, or was that unlikely?
No, I didn't actually. Maybe they're out there. I'm sure they would be, but I didn't meet any women who really had it like that, to be honest. Not in my dating or even just in passing. I didn't really. No, I don't think I did see any. I definitely got a lot of the other side. I mean, there's a couple women who I knew had it really bad that were like, yeah. One I mentioned who was like, I'm going to America. I've had enough. It's just so bad. Another was just like, oh, it's just so hard to like advance career wise. But wealthy, no, I didn't come across anyone that was wealthy like that, female wise.
Interesting, bro. Interesting. Um, the ones that want to, go to the West. Were you obviously you're wary of any chick that wants to live in the West because that's when they can change, and women that want to live in the West, it means they like the West. They've seen the Netflix movies, they've seen the Hollywood movies. And that's not a good sign, bro.
Yeah, not at all. No, they're definitely up on the culture. They're not completely oblivious. They, like you just said, they've got Netflix, they've got YouTube, they've got Instagram, they've got all the things that you would expect them to have exposure to. The ones that want to take that on, yeah, they'll probably be the ones that'll say, "Oh, you know what? I'm leaving here. I want a new experience. I'm going to the West." But of course, you brothers are smart enough, I imagine, to know that. Well, that's the type of woman you want to avoid. You don't
Yeah.
want to fall into that trap. You're not there for that. You're there for a steady woman or to have your fun. But as soon as they get any kind of idea about living in the West, that's a write off, brothers. You heard that
Mm,
from me. The brothers keepers giving you that right now. Write that off.
absolutely. Write off like taxes, man.
For
Write it
sure.
off, brothers. And any woman that wants to live there, that's even been there. Even I come across foreign women in the UK, and they come across as pleasant, nice, but they change up, and I've experienced that personally. And I don't want you brother to go through that. You have to go out there, you have to live out there. That's the best option for you. And the
Yeah.
brother Johnny is doing the right thing, man. Once he goes back to Turkey in September, I doubt he's come back to the UK, man. Because
Yeah.
how can you date a UK girl after that, bro? You really
Bro,
can't.
I'm telling you, it was like one of those where I was like, even when I was coming back, I was already knowing in my head, I was like, I'm not even gonna think about dating, and that's kind of a good thing as well because I also believe in the fact, and many brothers will already know this, that you need those kind of periods where you are just on your grind, your hustle, you're focused on your purpose, and you're not really distracted by the pursuit of women. So being back in the UK after that right now is kind of good because it's been a week, and all I've done is just work this week and just stay on my
Mm.
purpose. I know I'm not checking for no woman here anyway, so I can just do that.
Yes, man, and you know in the back of your head that things are waiting for me better abroad. There's
Exactly.
better women abroad. Why am I don't need to date any woman here. Like I told you, brothers, man. There's only four things I say to women in the UK right now. It's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and goodbye. That's it, brothers. I don't say that's it, bro. I ain't capping, man. Literally, I've not actually had a full conversation with UK chick. I don't even look at them, bro. I give no eye contact on the bus, on the train. I'm like, leave me alone. Let me be at peace.
That's it. You
I'm on my
might find
purpose, man.
something in the rough, brothers. I mean, we all know you might find a diamond in the rough, but the question is, how long and how hard will you have to look for that diamond?
Mm.
Now,
Yes,
I'll tell
indeed,
you
man.
now, no jokes. This is no cap. In Antalya, I didn't have to look that hard, man. There was so much abundance. It was untrue. That's why I was like, when I dropped my post, I was like, I can't believe dudes don't know about this place. Like flying under the radar.
And I think, obviously, we don't want it to become too public because it might bring in the wrong type of men. There's dudes
Yeah,
that will go out there to Turkey and just pay for it, and start
yeah,
tricking and start putting
yeah.
on work to get a chick normally. And that's what's ruining other countries like the DR and all that stuff. That from what I'm hearing
Mm,
about the DR, it's going
yeah,
crazy over there. A bunch of Pookie and Ray Rays are tricking heavy over there. and we don't want to have playing to Turkey or Japanese women. So
Not at all.
we want the right black men to be involved in this movement,
Yeah,
educated black men who will put in work to get a chick and doesn't pay for any box or any tricking, man.
yeah. No Pookie and Ray Rays. That's exactly right. You said it spot on. And I told you right now, fellas, that's not going to work anyway. That won't run out there. These are quality women, so you have to come correct. So it's actually a good measuring stick for us to like have our game on point, so that when we're out there, we know what we have to do. We know how we have to perform, how we have to behave in order to get a high quality woman, like it would be anywhere, but more so there, because make no mistake, currency being poor, all of this, these women still know they're quality women. Make no mistake
Mm,
about that. They know, but they need to know that you're a quality man, you're high value, as the late great Kevin Samuels would say. So be that, be just that, and you will reap the rewards.
absolutely, man. All right, so brothers, if no one calls in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to end the stream. Because we got the brother here who is taking his time out, UK time, to speak to you, brothers. But none of you are calling in. None of you are cash up or super chatting your questions. And I'm all about quality over quantity. Okay. So if no one calls in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to end this stream. We got over 80 people. Surely one or two of you want to call in and answer brother questions, man. This is a great live stream so far. You're getting real solid gems here from an intelligent brother who's lived it in Turkey for 3 months. So please call in, brothers.
Yeah, no
Fantastic, man.
questions. No questions a stupid question, by the way, either. Don't fear. I'm not gonna rebuke you or nothing. I'm here to genuinely help. So please, if it's something you genuinely want to know and I can help with, call in, man. We're here to support. That's what it's about.
Definitely, man. Definitely, bro. This is crazy. Wow. I mean, god damn. So, brother, while you were out there in Turkey, did you hear any other information about any other cities that are also good for brothers in terms of dating there, where the women there, they also like
Wow.
brothers? Maybe, go on, bro.
While I was there, I did watch the brother, and we connected in the group about the fact the brother that was in the military who said he was in Izmir and all those places. I saw that because I was considering. I didn't get the time because of work constraints, but and time constraints rather, to go. But I know he said Izmir was a good one. If I go back in September, that's on my list. But here's ones I just know about. So this is just some free game for the brothers. Ones I've heard are really good, and I drew a few matches when I started to like widen my radius on the apps. But Fethiye is a really good one. There were some gorgeous girls that I was matching up with there. That's an area that's not too far. I guess it's technically still in Antalya, I think. No, it's not. Sorry, it's just outside. Kemer, um, Manav Gap. That's where my Russian girl is right now. Yeah, that's an area. I think it's called Manavagat. Manavagat. Don't quote me on that. You could probably Google it. That area is stacked with quality women, specifically Russian women, man. I can show you boys some of the shorties out there, man.
Ah,
So these are all like areas that are like relatively nearby, but you'll probably need a car to get to them, or be willing to kind of pack up your whatever you're doing and go there for a bit to work, meet women, enjoy, etc. So it's like that. Yeah, I did like one day trip just to treat myself at the end, just to have some fun. I went to like this place called Pamukkale, where the thermal pools are. That was amazing, but even there were like gorgeous women. But yeah, I'd say, brothers, if you can get a car, do it, because then you can just cover more ground, and that'll just heighten your experience.
damn, brother. What app did you use there to see these women? Was it Tinder? I'm guessing.
No, Bumble. I
Bumble.
just
Okay.
after a while, I was just like, all right, we're in the Antalya area. Like I feel like I've kind of like done a nice little bit of damage. So I just widened it, and then I saw in like some of the places that were a little bit further out, there was just as many beautiful women, but I just couldn't get to those areas. So I was just like, I didn't have a car, so I was like, damn. If I did, man. I mean, like I say, there's a Russian girl I'm still talking to who's a dime. She's like a singer and everything, and she's in one of those areas. We're still in touch, so I'm like, all right, when I go back in September, I'm, I'm gonna have to go
Ah,
see about that.
yes, man. This is what it's all about, man. We've got a caller. Sachi, can you turn your camera on in the background real quick so I know you're not a troll? Yes, you're confirmed, brother. Thank you. Turn it off. Let me bring in Mr. Saichi. What's going on, Sai? How you doing, bro?
Oh, good.
Bro, come on, man.
My fault. Um, so I just recently tuned in, so I got a few questions that I like to ask off the top of my head.
Of course.
So first things first. This guy's name, Turkey guy. What's your name?
My name's Johnny, brother.
Okay, Johnny. I want to make sure that I can address you properly here. So from your experience, just being out there, how would you say things are in terms of like the quality of the food? Because I've been noticing, like, once you get outside of the US, you don't see as much like genetically modified stuff, like in like pesticides, like GMOs, all that nasty stuff that's leading to the feminization to a lot of men here in the US, testosterone going down and this, that, and the other. Do you see that stuff in Turkey?
Great point, by the way, and very, very articulately put. And this is something I'm a big proponent of, like health and nutrition. And similar to you, I'm checking into all these studies about testosterone and all that. And
Yep.
to answer your question, I might touch upon it on the stream, but it's a great question and something we all need to be fortifying our bodies and our minds against, brothers. And this brother's well researched to even bring it up. No, that's not an issue out there because, as I said earlier on the stream, the food is very fresh there and it's grown there. So I literally saw them take oranges off trees and flipping take them back into cafes and stuff like that. That's how it works out there. So this is a place where everything is mostly fresh. You don't deal with GMO and all this, like synthetic food and all the rest of it. This is fresh. I mean, like I said, I wasn't in the best of health before I left. I wasn't in bad health, but I've been in better condition. But I got healthier while out in Turkey. Keep in mind, though, I was also training and I'm on a mostly like ketogenic diet. But
Yep.
I mean, this is a good place to like get your nutrition on point. So great question, man. Great question. I hope that helps.
I ask about this just because, that's one thing that's very important for me. Just, being an avid gym goer myself, and obviously, like, as a black man, you got to keep yourself in shape. Like, especially when you go overseas, they expect that. You know what I mean?
You know that, brother. 100%. It's going to pay dividends as well. By the way, we didn't touch upon that IP. That's one of the things we should talk about. You asked me if I had a thing. Getting in shape, brothers. I mean, that's an obvious thing, but it will benefit you. If you look in the part out there, you're on the boardwalk, it's good weather, you can have your top off, girls will notice. Getting into shape for me definitely helped my dating life, 100%. You want to walk around and feel good, you want to go to the pool in your hotel and you want to go to the beach, you will get noticed if you've got your body on point, brothers. So this brother's asked a great question, and that's something we all need to like keep in mind. Like, it ain't just about going out there and thinking, oh, well, I'm a black dude, so it's just going to all be laid on a plate. No, go out there, make sure you're looking the part, and it will pay dividends.
Yep. I will say, even just being at my job, because I do a lot of reading of articles of just like, men being like feminized in the West and especially America. What I've noticed is you have a lot of guys. Like I work on a team of like 14 guys, and I'm the only one who goes to the gym and works out. And I notice like you'll see a lot of guys with high body fats. They'll have like, like the female tissue in their chest. I'm being careful with what I say here, but you know what I'm talking about. And it's really scary just seeing how like things are changing here in the US drastically. So that's very important. With that being said, in regards to Turkey, do you see a lot of girls like working out there? Like, do you see like BBWs at all? Like, how is it? Because I'm noticing just when I watch like a lot of those HD 4K videos to a lot of the overseas countries that I'm interested in visiting. For example, for me, I'm looking at like Serbia, Budapest, possibly Estonia. I notice when I look at these videos out there, I'm like, I'm not seeing any overweight women. I'm looking if I see one in like a 45-minute video. But it's phenomenal. So I'm curious. Yeah, how's it looking in Turkey?
Another great question, brother. I touched upon it again earlier, but to reiterate, no. I mean, I'm used to that. I'm used to dating sort of like curvier, bigger women because when you grow up in the West and you go to America, I've lived in Australia. That's half of the course. In Turkey, bro, there aren't any. I didn't see any. I kid you not. Like I only saw slim, as I said. It's more Victoria's Secret model looking women. They pride themselves on being in shape like year round there because I guess the conditions lend itself to the fact that it's more of a sort of beach and outdoor active lifestyle. So people are working out, running up and down the boardwalk every day, in the gyms, doing yoga on the beach, outdoor fitness classes. I witnessed a lot of that. So you will by and large see very slim, very in shape, toned women.
Nice, nice. Do you see a lot of like, is there like fast food and stuff like that out there? A lot of like fried, greasy stuff. Is there any of that?
They have brought some of that out, but you know how that goes, tourism and trying to sort of piggyback on what the West does. So they've got KFC and McDonald's and stuff like that, but it's not as rife as you would think. It's in like in Antalya where I was, I saw it in like one location. So they have some of it, but it's not pushed as like the main place to eat. It's almost just there as like an option for like when the tourists come.
Okay. And in terms of competition, like how are the men keeping up in terms of fitness? Do they take care of themselves pretty well too?
I'd say the guys do take care of themselves for sure. But one thing, like I said, we have going for us is we have our currency. We have our currency. We have the fact we're foreign, and we have the fact that we're different, which is always going to give you a fair shake. So be prepared to compete. It's not just going to be laid out on a plate for you, brothers. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and just say, "Oh, just go there." It's just going to be super easy. But I would say, as far as competition, it's not like the competition we have amongst ourselves in the West. It's different. You're used to competing in America for quality women, and in the UK where I'm from, in a city like London, where it's high stakes. Taking that attitude to a place like Antalya or Turkey as a whole, you're going to do fine because you're going to see it's not the same type of competition. You're just going to have to, as I say, be able to dress properly, articulate yourself properly, have a good career going for you, and be in shape. That alone will get you a good quality woman out there. I swear by that.
Okay. IP, is there anyone else like waiting in line for me or?
No, hold on, bro. You can hold on, brother. Give me 1 second. Shout out to Mr. King's View for the $49.99 super chat. Thank you, brother, for the donation. That means a lot, brother. Much appreciation to you, King's View. Not seen your name before, but welcome to the channel, brother. Top quality info. Yes, indeed. This is indeed top quality info. Once again, thank you to our magnificent guest, Johnny, for breaking down this information that you won't find anywhere else on YouTube. So appreciate that, Mr. King View. Thank you, bro. Carry on, sir. You can ask a couple more questions.
Okay. So I would also like to ask, from your experiences, would you say that how I can ask this? I've noticed that, it's no secret that definitely in the UK, it's based on what I've heard, and obviously in America, women tend to overvalue themselves tremendously. And I'm a very avid believer in the notion of the more you overvalue yourself, the less you're incentivized to actually try to be worth dealing with, especially when you're constantly reminded that you're good enough for simply existing. And I had a conversation with a Ukrainian girl who specifically told me that, when she first came here to America, that she was shocked at how the girls act here because the fact that she was like, if these girls were to come back home to where I'm from, they would never get boyfriends. Do you find as though women in Turkey feel more incentivized to try to, I guess you could say, provide value to a man's life that they're with? And if so, what are some of the things that maybe a Turkish girl has done for you in order to show you that she's worth keeping?
Wow. Great question, man. You're really hitting it hard today, brother.
Get prepared, brother.
Get prepared. He's coming with the fire, and I like that. Man after my own heart. But I'm ready. I think like I said, two parts to your question, right? The first part is, do they overvalue themselves? Here's what I will tell you. They are extremely feminine, beautiful women, and they're aware of it. However, that doesn't then give them the same sort of ego I've seen and witnessed firsthand with women. I mean, at this point, I've dated a woman from every Western country apart from Canada. So Australia, I've dated an American girl. I've definitely dated UK girls. And without being arrogant, brothers, I've dated top tier women in these places. And I know what it's like when you date top tier Western women and the baggage that comes with that, right? But in Antalya, I was dating top tier women who were still somewhat humble. And that's the word I want to emphasize. So they knew their worth, but they were still dutiful and feminine and cooperative. And that is a very difficult thing, as I think we'll all testify, to find anywhere. So I hope that kind of answers that part of the question, brother, that they are aware of their worth, but they still know how to behave in a feminine-like way. Can you remind me of the question you asked? Because I forgot, sorry.
You want me to remind you the second part you said?
The second part, please.
Yeah, when so basically I asked, like, from your experiences, What are some of the things that maybe like a Turkish girl has done to show you that she's worth keeping?
Yeah, good question. So on dates, they brought me food. One of the girls brought me that traditional dish, baklava. When she went home for the Bayram, when all my shorties disappeared, she came back with homemade baklava on it. Again, no Western woman's ever brought me no food on a date. Come on, like I was like, is that for me? She's like, yeah. My mum and I made this. Like them type of like little touches there that it's like, all right, you're seriously like keen and interested in me. So yeah, just doing stuff like that was like a sign for me. And also, I might have mentioned it earlier, but if I was dating a girl and I'd go to her place, she would just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cook. I'll make you traditional Turkish food. Just doing all those like really feminine, dutiful things. For me, I don't know about for you brothers, but that's very, very important for me.
Yeah. Okay. I've been, just as I've gotten older, and just I've had more experiences here and there. I'm not really huge on like the price of things, but it's more like the effort that she puts in. And I like to notice little things like that. And I really try to appreciate little things that really show like, wow, like this is something that's worth, like long term. I'm not like a huge like player type. I genuinely value like deep, intimate connections. Um, I would really ideally prefer, someone's daughter being good to me and I could do the same in return. But that's just my personal thing. Yes, you always have to have your red pills, right, in your back pocket. But, I do have a certain sense of like virtue when it comes to this kind of thing. My next question here for you would be the following. So from your experiences in dealing with like Turkish girls, would you consider them like high maintenance in terms of like how they present themselves and how they walk out the house? Like what are they wearing? Do they have their nails done? Do they smell good? Do they do their hair in the morning, makeup?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say yes, to be honest. I think you have to expect that. These are I think top tier women by and large. I know there was my blonde Turkish girl that I was dating. I remember we were at like a beach bar restaurant type thing. One day I was out there and I remember we were leaving, right? And as we were leaving, she'd gone to the bathroom and I'd gone to the bathroom as well. And I came out and she was in there for a lot longer, like just doing her makeup and all this while we were leaving. And I was like, why did it take you so long? She's like, I just wanted to look my best for you. And I'm like, but we're leaving now. We've been here all day, just relaxing, chilling on deck chairs. So they take looking good at all times very serious. But again, for me, that's not a big deal. I like a woman that's like prepared to put in the effort, but they take it to like, extreme levels out there. So like you said, the hair, the nails, it's weekly appointments. Expect if you're dating a girl on the weekend, her first priority in the morning is getting her hair appointment and her nail appointment in. Expect her to tell you she's going for a spa day with her homegirls and that before she sees you. This is all very, very normal in their world because the lifestyle there is centered around sort of luxury and looking good. There's spas everywhere, beauty stores everywhere. It's kind of geared towards that.
Okay.
So
hold on, sorry, bro. Johnny, how longer can you stay on? Obviously, I'm conscious of your time, brother, and I know it's 3:24.
Yeah. In the UK, I've been hustling all day, but I could probably stay on for a little bit longer. I'm happy to answer questions. I like this part. I don't mind helping the brothers out.
Brother.
The intro's going to help as long as I
we'll
can.
Stretch out for 15 more minutes, and we'll see how you feel, bro.
Yeah,
I know it's getting pretty late. So, brothers, please feel free to call in. If no one calls in the next 5-10 minutes, I'm probably going to end the stream early. Okay, hold on, site. Shout out to Mr. Jesus Shuttleworth for the $9.99 super chat. He says, great stream. Thank you very much, Jesus Shuttleworth. Appreciate your support, brother. Means a lot to me both. Thank you very much. All right, carry on with the question, Si.
All right. So just to backtrack, Johnny. So she said, I wanted to look my best for you.
Yeah, those were the words. Verbatim, brother. I'm not making this up. I was just like, again, even that, I was like, this was my face. I was like, you just come out of the toilet. I'm not expecting nothing. I'm like, we've been at the beach all day. I mean, she got in the water and everything. She was like, reapply all her makeup and everything. I was like, I'm waiting for a minute as well. I'm like, what's taking? She like, cause I thought at first I was like, maybe she's just left. Like, she ghosted me or whatever. I'm like, I spent money that day. I'm like, what's going on? She was like, no, I just wanted to look my best for you. I was like, wow, just from leaving, like. So there you go.
Wow.
I'm saying, bro, that was my response as well. I was like, nah, this can't be real.
It's little things like that I pick up on that really hit me. It's kind of like how to put it, it's kind of like, you know, every brother that goes down this route has his own story, right? And it's kind of living his own, I guess you could say,
Living amazing. You don't see this in
exactly.
the West. We're like, wow, women like this still exist. This is the same
Yeah.
girl I was discussing, and she was laughing at feminism. Like, she was like, no, like, I'm gonna look after you, Johnny, as long as you take care of me. I've got you. Like, I don't believe in this feminism. We're not equal. I know we're not equal. This is a man's world. She said these words to me. James Brown song. Like, sing it, IP. You like to sing.
She
For
said
real.
that this is a man's
She
world.
said it. I was
That,
like, yeah, just like the James Brown song. She's like, no, it's not. We're not equal. Like, I know what your place is. I saw what my dad did. I'm like, I'm literally like looking at her like, she gets it. I
this
wish I
can't
could.
be real.
I wish I was part of the stream then. I was like, if brothers could hear this, they would be
Yeah,
fleeing the West. Like,
bro, that can't be. That's crazy, man.
came
Like,
out
you
of her
know,
mouth. True stories. God is my witness. She said those words to me. This is a man's world. I don't want to be equal. I don't understand feminism. She was laughing about it. They laugh about feminism and what we deal with women in these countries.
Yep.
when you hear that, brothers, how can you even consider dating a Western chick again in your entire life, man? When you hear words like that, there's no way you can go back, you know, to dating this horrible woman. It's impossible, man. And that's why every day I'm on my grind, studying. I'm working on my purpose because I know there are better things out here for me and the brothers abroad. I ain't gonna waste time with these women, man. I told you, I can't remember the last time I had a full-on conversation with a Western chick. I keep it as short as possible. I don't even give them any eye contact, man. They don't exist to me. That's crazy, man.
It's a whole
Damn,
other world. It's a whole other
whole nother
world.
world, man. And they don't want you brothers to know that. They
No,
want you
they
brothers
don't.
to
They
they want
really
you to
don't.
contribute to the simp economy in the West. Pay
Yeah,
for a bathwater, pay for a hair, pay for toenails, all that BS, man. And you
yeah.
brothers are falling for that okie dokie.
Yeah, it's an okie dokie. And you know, brothers, the other thing is, and be prepared for this as well, because I was trying to play it down on my social media, but you're gonna get a lot of hate from people back home in the West when they see how you're living out there. Like, I
Mm,
wasn't even really turning it up on my Instagram, but I know I could feel some like some hatred coming my way, because when people see how a man can really live in these places, like you said, they don't want you to escape. They want you to come save women. Like, non-compliant women in the West, in
yep.
America, in the UK, women that are just going to give you problems. We get enough of that from the outside world. When I come home, I want peace. I'm not here
Mm.
to be arguing and doing all that. I want a woman that's actually going to help me on my purpose. And that's what you can get out there. It's very achievable.
You got women that have tattoos all over their bodies, who have blue, red hair, who are overweight. Even if they're not overweight, they just look horrible. Have a lot of piercing. I know that they have that piercings in their nose as well. That pisses me off. That nose piercing. I mean, it's disgusting in my opinion. You know, I'm not. I've got to date that. When you have a goddamn piercing in your nose, I've got to date that. I'm better than that, man. We're better than that. Nasty, man. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this place, bro. I swear down. I'm telling you,
Crazy.
the only thing that's keeping me sane is the channel and my purpose, man. Because if this channel didn't exist to me and you brothers, I think I would. I don't know what I would do, man. I'd go crazy. I mean,
We
I'm
wouldn't
keeping
know
it real,
anything was
brothers.
better that was out there. That's why we need these platforms, because we wouldn't know. Like I said, if you don't get out there, you don't get boots on the ground, you can never know this. It's just, it's just dead information. Otherwise, you might just think there's something better, but when you go witness it, honestly, your eyes will be like, oh wait, so this place does exist. Places like this do exist. Women like this still exist.
Definitely, man. You know, Central Asia still untapped.
Mm,
There's many areas in Japan that I'm hearing right now that are still untapped. Forget about Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya. There's a countryside of Japan that's still untapped. I'm hearing the women there are very, very cooperative. You know, there's certain places in South America that have even
Mm.
touched Peru. You know, Peru, Ecuador.
mm,
You know, the world is our oyster, brothers. And the good thing is there's only a small amount of brothers are on this movement. So that means we have an abundance of women that's waiting for us out there. And we want
yes.
the right brothers going out there. We don't want the wrong brothers doing that, man.
Which
I
leads me
mean,
into like
mm,
sustainability and longevity. If anyone was wondering, maybe the brother was going to ask, but I'm back for a small period. But it is not hard to secure a permanent residency in Turkey, or like a sort of a 6 month or longer permit. The two brothers I was out there my brother Obstacles, who's on the channel, he's still there. He got his relatively quickly. It's relatively inexpensive. They have different programs going. You can do citizenship by investment, depending on where your finances are at, brothers. If you can afford that, basically, if you purchase an apartment, you've got a Turkish citizenship. Those could range anywhere from, I think, $30,000 upwards. So depending on your wealth level, that might be a very nice segue into you living a comfortable life in Turkey long term. But if not, and you're looking to stay for like, obviously 6 months or beyond, permanent, work are pretty easy to secure, to my knowledge. And that's what I'll be doing when I look to go back in September. So think about that as well. This isn't just like a holiday or a summer adventure. You could really be living out there sustainably.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I'm gonna end. Hold on. Shout out to Mr. Matt Battle, the legend. Thank you, Matt Battle, for the £10 cash app. He says dope streams. Thank you for the kind words, Matt Battle. It means a lot, bro. It means a lot. So, brothers, I'm gonna end the stream now. I think it's fair on our guests. It's almost 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. over here. And I don't want to keep him up too late. I know he's got probably things to do during this weekend. Mr. Sai Chief, thank you, bro, for those great questions. Okay, brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sai. I'm going to drop you off now. Again, Mr. Johnny, thank you very much, bro. Do you have any last things you want to say about Turkey that you feel is important?
Yeah, like I said, brothers, hopefully I've hopefully been able to drop some value in here. If you need to ask any more questions, you can just reach me through IP's Facebook group, and I'm happy to respond to any DMs or anything else there. But I just want to say, like, to all the brothers out there that are like just putting in the work, doing what they've got to do to get their houses in order and trying to live this life, you know, it's very doable, it's very achievable, and it is really actually worth it. I want everyone to have a chance to live how I just lived for 3 months, because some of you brothers might be younger, you might be around my age group. I'm now in my 30s. I can tell you, I wish someone had put me onto the idea of doing what I'm doing now 10 years ago, because all the things I've gone through in life, like in recent years, wouldn't have happened if I'd have had opportunities like the one I've got now. So I just want to tell you brothers that are like plugging away, studying, trying to get IT certs, trying to get your money right so you can go abroad and do this, it's worth it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It's worth it. You will love it. You will enjoy it. It's not just Antalya, it's the whole movement. It's taking off. This is a community. I'm here to pour in and to share value. So reach out to me if you want to connect with me, and just keep doing what you've got to do, man, and just live your life and be a part of the adventure. Forget what the haters have got to say. Forget what this one or that one. Just focus on hustling, getting your house in order, and living a world-class life. That's it.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for the kind words, Johnny. We'll definitely be having you back on the channel again, I think, for...
Gladly.
Yes, definitely. I think I remember. I think maybe for Australia in the future.
Yeah, I can do an Australian one for you guys.
And then just hear your experience there. So, brothers, hope this was a very insightful live stream. So, yes, Johnny, you can leave anytime you want to, bro. I don't want to keep you up for too late, brother. I might speak for 5 more minutes, but or you can stay if you want to, bro. It's up to you, brother. I don't want you to... I know it's getting a bit late for you, bro. But it's up to you, bro.
Yeah. I don't even know what time it is. I just lost track of time completely.
It's 3:34 a.m.
Oh, okay. How long are you going to stay on for? Because
probably be a minute more.
All right. No worries. I'll stay on for a minute more.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, bro. So, brothers, this has been a great live stream. We have Toronto. No, not Toronto. Yeah, we have Canada on Saturday or Sunday this week, which should be very interesting. The Black American brother went out there, had a great time out there in Canada. So that should be a very insightful stream. And of course, make sure you join the Patreon for extra exclusive benefits, brothers, and one-to-one consultations about IT, brothers, and any explicit and X-rated info about foreign women. This has been a fantastic stream, Johnny. And we hope to get you back on the channel in the near future, brother. So, brothers, have a great night, have a great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are. And I will see you, brothers, on my next live stream. International Passport out. Peace out, brothers. Thank you once again, Johnny. Okay? Thank you, bro.
Thank you, brother. Take care.
Take care, bro. See you.